Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the madness, welcome to the mayhem, welcome to the last Overkill before Survivor Series. I am joined with my boy Kian, and how are we doing tonight?
We are doing amazing, as the match card is amazing and set to be a very good match card, as it is the one before Survivor Series. As our main event, we've got the Clash of Champions, Steve Blackman and Johnny Gargano versus Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay.
Such an incredible match, and in our co-main event tonight, two beasts of A2C collide in Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre in an attempt to gain more momentum before Survivor Series. Let's see which behemoth comes out on top.
And before that, we have Rob Van Dam versus the Swiss Superman, the Swiss Cyborg Cesaro, looking to make more of a name for himself than he already has.
And the Queen of the Ring finalist Liv Morgan looks to defend her turf here on Overkill against Ember Moon from Emergence. Can Liv Morgan continue her unbeaten run? We find out here tonight.
And we have the second semi-finals of the G1, as the Authority's own Jimmy Uso goes up against Ilya Dragunov for our first match.
Well, let's get this show kicked off. Let's get the show on the road. A2C Overkill. Let's go. Here comes Jimmy Uso.
Definitely the favourite to win this match.
Well, it's the G1 semi-final. We saw the first semi-final on Emergence on Friday, in which Bret Hart reigned victorious against Kenny Omega. Tonight we find out who will face him at Survivor Series in the final. Will it be this man? Because let's be honest, nobody in this year's G1 Climax has been more locked in than Jimmy Uso. This man didn't just survive Block B, he was Block B, because week after week, match after match, Jimmy showed up with such an immense level of dominance, and he was dog-walking the other competition.
And his most used move, as always, is a super kick. Just like both Usos.
Such an incredible move. Does so much dominance. Obviously, he's one half of the A2C Tag Champions you mentioned before, a member of the Authority. He's got it all for him, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Couldn't have said that better myself.
He's got a very tough opponent here tonight.
Indeed he does. Ilya Dragunov.
Well, if Jimmy has been the model of dominance, then Ilya Dragunov has been the model of devastation, because truly, Ilya has poured every ounce of himself into this tournament. He gave it everything he had. It all came down to the last match against Aleister Black to qualify. Now he faces a man who beat him in the block format. That has to affect his confidence coming into this match tonight, right?
It sure does. It's definitely a match that fills with pressure, but either man will be not feeling that pressure, as they are both very top superstars here in A2C.
Well, a man who fought with pure heart and violent precision, surviving some of the hardest hitting matches of the entire 7-week stretch. No one walks out of a bout with Ilya Dragunov the same way they walked in. Not physically, not mentally, because this man was a demon in this year's G1, and I think he totally deserved to get to this final. Well, the semi-final, but I think he does deserve to get to the final next week if he can beat Jimmy Uso.
Which is no easy task, of course, as Jimmy Uso is a monster. Such an amazing competitor, and the Authority are glad to have him aboard in their faction.
Well, let's see how this match turns out. It kicks off all of the 7 weeks of grueling matches have come down to this for these two men. 2 months of work has led up to this match. You do not want it to break now, especially for Ilya Dragunov, because Jimmy Uso, he's a member of the Authority. He could get whatever he wants, whenever he wants, if you think about it. Ilya has fought so hard to get this far. I'd hate to see him drop off now.
Indeed, it would be such a shame, but he's dominating early match. I know it's a bit too early to say this, but Like I said, a bit too early to say there's a beautiful arm drag by Jimmy.
Well, these two men have seriously gave it all. Beautiful super kick by Jimmy Uso. Looks to be in control already.
Anything can happen in wrestling, as we saw the quick change of dominance there. Change of control. Just brilliant. Bumped into the ref there. Super kick to the back of the head of Ilya Dragunov.
Well, Jimmy Uso finished the block with a staggering 18 points topping Block B, and keep this in mind, the only match that he lost that was a match that came just after he had a ton of distractions on his mind, weighing on his mind, distracting him from the G1. Even then, he nearly managed to pull off the win. That's how good he has been. But tonight, he looks as confident as ever. Is it time for Jimmy Uso to finally push back up to the world title picture here in A2C?
I think it's definitely time, as he's been non-stop, no jokes, all serious. Jimmy Uso, that's all he has been, all he will be, and I know for a fact he will continue to do that until he can't move anymore.
What you just said started to sound a little bit like what Bret Hart says. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. He's obviously already in the final at Survivor Series. These men are both fighting to go against him.
Indeed, they are. And he's not an easy competitor to go against.
Not only to claim victory for yourself, but also the claim victory for Overkill. Jimmy Uso went for a big move to the outside. Ilya Dragunov just slipping out of the way.
Looked like a corkscrew of some sort. The many variations.
And if I can just see from my announce table, it seems that Jimmy Uso is busted open, and what a crossbody to the outside by Ilya Dragunov. He's laying the damage down. The Mad Dragon is in control right now.
He's just come here to pull out all the stops. He's not going to let Jimmy intimidate him, as he shouldn't. Big super kick, another super kick. As Dragunov was getting momentum.
Well, nobody brings intensity like Ilya Dragunov. It's full throttle, full emotion, full sacrifice. Every move is violent. Every strike is meant to break down his opponent. He's had his problems with the Authority. He's taken down Carmelo Hayes in that brutal first blood match at Halloween Havoc. Will he complete the set of the tag champions, or will Jimmy finally get revenge for him and his partner?
If Ilya can take down Jimmy as well as Carmelo, that'll put the Authority in shambles. They'll be confused how one man is able to take down both tag team champions, both legends of the Authority, two of the top dogs in the industry.
Well, it'll push Ilya Dragunov to the next level as well.
Indeed it will.
Oh, and Jimmy went for the big splash, but Ilya again, strategically moving out the way, went for a super kick again, moving out the way, not that time though. You can't evade everything, Ilya, and Jimmy Uso finally catches him with a super kick.
Say that if anybody could evade everything, I'd say it would be Ilya. His agility is insane, big elbow to the face.
Let's briefly talk about consistency, because nobody, and I mean nobody, has been more consistent, not just in the G1 but in 2025. Overall, Jimmy Uso was on an 11-win streak not too long ago. He's trying to look to get himself back to that level once again.
It just shows how much of a dangerous competitor Jimmy Uso is, and how much you should take him seriously, as you should with anybody. But it makes him the favourite to win this match.
Referee at count of 6, but Jimmy Uso jumping to the outside. Big forearm to the face of Ilya.
Ilya doesn't know what hit him. Doesn't know where he is. Jimmy Uso right where he needs to be.
Well, from an outside perspective, I'd say that Ilya Dragunov might have the advantage tonight. Jimmy Uso has got a lot on his mind recently. Just to note, if Jimmy Uso makes it to the final, he's already defending his tag titles alongside Carmelo Hayes. He's in a War Games match against the Judgment Day, and you're telling me this man is going to have 3 matches in one night at Survivor Series? I mean, don't you think he's just putting a bit too much on his plate?
Indeed he is, but he's a workhorse of this company. One of the top dogs, as I've said before. There's no stopping him.
Oh, but we know what we're going for here. Big H-bomb by Ilya Dragunov. The move that put down Carmelo Hayes. One half of the A2C tag champions, but can it put down the other half? Jimmy Uso is flat. He's laid down. Hooks the leg. Will it be the end of the match? Big kick out by Jimmy Uso.
Another cover here. Jimmy just kicking out by the skin of his teeth. Big senton as he goes to the top rope.
Ilya taking a look from the top rope, went for a big knee, misses the mark. And that's nearly what cost him against Aleister Black in the final week of the G1 when he landed weirdly on his knee, but he managed to claim the victory. But will it cost him here tonight? Jimmy Uso looks to gain advantage, looks to gain momentum.
That's what he needs, because he's also got that massive War Games match coming up.
Yeah, momentum is key. I mean, even at Survivor Series, if he manages to lose one match, what's to say that won't, make him angry, make him feel disheartened going into his next match?
There's nothing saying that, as it might actually leave some dents in Jimmy Uso's brain.
Never mind. Jimmy Uso has just caught Ilya Dragunov out the sky, now looking to gain advantage from the mistake by Ilya. And what's he going for right now?
A big pedigree. Showing signs of the game. The King of Kings, the leader of the Authority. But it's just not enough to put Ilya away. As Ilya's now outside of the ring, as Jimmy Uso takes the turnbuckle off the corner.
Now both men heading to the outside. Obviously we are used to the G1 format in these sort of matches, but again, this is not in the G1, this is not a semi-final, there's no timer. We can sit here for an hour if we have to, because these two men are not going to give in tonight.
Indeed they are not. Both, again, amazing competitors. And it's been a wonderful match so far, a wonderful semi-final. Definitely not letting us down here.
After a little bit of technical difficulties, Jimmy's got the pin, but the referee is too busy fixing the goddamn turnbuckle that Ilya manages to get out. And Jimmy could have had this match won.
But yet again, it was Jimmy.
And a big spear!
With a big spear! Could this be it? It's not. But as I was about to say, before that huge spear was hit by Jimmy, big super kick and another one. That's not what I was going to say. But Jimmy was the one who took the turnbuckle apart, but he wins anyway.
And Jimmy Uso reigns victorious. He's heading to the final. He's putting more on his plate. He's going against Bret Hart. And for the third time in one night, he's fighting for his brand. The workhorse of A2C, Jimmy Uso, the man with the highest win percentage in this entire year, has done it again.
And if I was Overkill, I wouldn't be disappointed with the man who's going to fight for your brand, as he's one of the best A2C has in general not just Overkill, the whole company.
If I was Emergence, I'd be worried, though, clearly.
I'd be scared. But they do have Bret Hart.
Up next, if I'm not mistaken, we have a big clash in the women's division.
With Liv Morgan coming out first.
Yeah, here she comes. And it's time to watch her. Because here comes Liv Morgan. She's undefeated. She's unshaken. Currently in her career here in A2C, she's had 2 matches, 2 wins, a perfect 100% win rate currently. Not only is she unbeaten, she's heading into the biggest match of her career, the Queen of the Ring final against Becky Lynch at Survivor Series coming up next weekend. And that kind of pressure normally breaks most competitors, but it seems Liv Morgan is only getting better.
Indeed she is, TJ. And honestly, she is definitely my pick to win that final. But I don't think she will be able to beat Roxanne Perez when the time comes. She has been amazing on that streak. 8-1. Absolutely immaculate.
Here comes Ember Moon. The story is a little bit different for Ember Moon. Obviously coming over from Emergence. She enters tonight with a clean 50-50 record, 5 wins, 5 losses. When Ember hits her stride, she's almost unbeatable, but when she slips, she leaves the door open for her competition. You have to also remember, Ember Moon is an emergent superstar, so she may have the pressure on her tonight. Since the last time she stepped onto Overkill, back in October, she fell victim to the prodigy Roxanne Perez, who you just mentioned before. So potentially she's looking to redeem herself, and obviously fight for emergence again tonight.
Indeed she is, but as I said about Roxanne Perez, but that's enough. Ember Moon, we've talked about how good Liv Morgan has been since joining. She's gone 2-0. But Ember Moon does not go down without a fight. She shows the true heart and soul that a wrestler needs to win or even just have to be a professional wrestler.
Well, I'd say she's the pillar in the emergence section of the women's division. As we have some women's chain wrestling, oh yeah.
Seems we do.
And these two women locking arms. Big drop kick by Liv Morgan.
And a big jumping elbow. Drop kick to the back by Liv Morgan. Big feet to the stomach. And more chain wrestling. Liv Morgan just too strong though for that one.
And Ember Moon. Big moonsault. And as I mentioned, I think Ember Moon is the best woman on Emergence. And no, I don't care that Becky Lynch is over there. I don't care who's saying that she's the best female wrestler. Ember Moon is a pillar in the women's division, not just on Emergence, because remember, she took part in the first ever women's title match back at Saturday Night Main Event. She even nearly won that match. She earned her way into that match. Becky Lynch just swindled her way in. Ember Moon has been dominant. She has been such an incredible competitor in the division. You cannot underlook someone like Ember Moon, even if she's going against Liv Morgan, because I say she's got a 100% win rate, but Liv Morgan has only had 2 matches. Is that enough to really look deep into a win record? Because 2 matches is not a lot of matches to gain momentum, to gain that level.
Indeed, it's not. There's a lot more matches than that, a lot more wins to be able to be scary, for somebody to be intimidated going against her. Ember Moon, like you just said, I 100% agree with everything there. She is the best women's wrestler on Emergence. Becky Lynch might think she is, but she's not. Ember Moon is there.
Obviously Liv Morgan is Queen of the Ring finalist going into Survivor Series. She's looking to gain some more momentum tonight. Big spine buster by Ember Moon.
Looking like she's in control right now. It's a big frog splash to the back of Liv Morgan while she's down. Making her eat the canvas. Big knees to the gut. Now just taunting Liv Morgan.
A brutal kick. Now heading to the middle rope. Ember Moon calling up Liv Morgan. And a big meteora from the middle rope. Ember Moon looks in control.
Picking Liv up. And a big drop kick to the side of the head of Liv Morgan. Ember Moon's looking unstoppable right now. As she just overshoots that moonsault. Showing off her athletic ability right there. And goes for the pin.
And a big kick out at 2 by Liv Morgan. And, you know, I mentioned about the Queen of the Ring tournament. Kairi Sane hit 3 insane elbows on Liv Morgan and it still wasn't enough to put Liv Morgan away. So that puts the question out there. What does any woman in this division have to do to put Liv Morgan away?
I have no idea, as it's obviously it's not being done yet. But I think Ember Moon might find a way with that big kick out at 2.5 there. Ember Moon might find that way.
Oh, both women. Oblivion! Never mind what I was going to say, because that could just end the match right here, right now. I was going to say that both women have got close to winning. Oh my god! Ember Moon manages to kick out again, and I thought that was all she wrote, but never mind. Liv Morgan somehow has to keep fighting to take Ember Moon down. This is insane. Liv Morgan goes for a dropkick. Ember Moon manages to swerve out the way.
Throws Liv into the corner. Booting her down. Keeps kicking. Now just putting pressure on those shoulders. Now calling her up to her feet.
And this is the mark with the springboard. Will Liv Morgan take advantage now? Both women going back and forth. And oh my, will that end Liv Morgan tonight? What a move by Ember Moon. Centre of the ring, another kick out.
Liv Morgan showing what you said before. She's got too much resilience in her. Big move from the top rope, from middle rope. Ember Moon and goes for a pin again. Liv Morgan's still not staying out though.
Well, both women being extremely resilient. They're looking to gain that momentum in their career. Obviously, Liv Morgan does not want to come down from that high of a 2-win streak, but Ember Moon wants to make herself have a positive record as she locks in that submission hold. Is there anywhere for Liv Morgan to go? She manages to escape.
I would say escape, but it looked like she just got let go, but I'm not too sure. You might have had a better view on that than me.
Well, seems maybe Ember Moon did let go. I'm not 100% sure, but why would you let go? And you're in a match with an opponent like Liv Morgan who hasn't lost a match. You have to try to do everything you can.
Maybe she just felt she hadn't done enough damage, but we don't know what's going through the mind of Ember Moon.
Now, Ember Moon calling up her opponent. And there it is. Will that be it for Liv Morgan? Another kick out.
What do you have to do to put this woman away? We still don't know yet. As she's just taken the women's division by storm.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think any woman has actually kicked out of the Eclipse yet. So I am in shock right now.
Don't think they have. Might be right there. Letting her go again from the submission. Just trying to deal pure damage. Irish whip into the ropes. Morgan with a big reversal. Of a dropkick miss.
I mean, these two women have been back and forth, and none of them are giving up. Ember Moon goes for a big springboard. Liv Morgan manages to get out the way again. That's twice that has happened so far tonight.
Indeed it has. Just hasn't been able to hit the target recently with those springboards. I think she's hit 1 out of 3, but I'm not 100% sure on that. You may correct me on that if you know.
I have no idea, but Liv Morgan now calling up Ember Moon. Oh, and a big... I forgot what that's even called, but we're just going to go and say that it was a great move. You know what that's called?
It was indeed. Well, I was thinking Chris Jericho code breaker, but I don't think that's quite what it's called. Big Oblivion from out of nowhere. Could this end the match?
And
it does.
That ended Stephanie Vaquer has also ended Ember Moon. Liv Morgan continues her unbeaten streak here in A2C. 3 matches, 3 wins.
What can put this woman away?
Well, I guess we're just going to have to watch her and find out. We've got to look into her weaknesses, if there even is any. What a great performance by Liv Morgan. But now, Becky Lynch sliding into the ring, her opponent at Survivor Series, and a manhandle slam out of nowhere. Liv Morgan did not know what just hit her. And now, what's this? Out on the stage, the A2C Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez, looks on at Becky Lynch in the ring.
As we were talking about her before, she's appeared a bit like Joe Hendry. You say her name, she appears. But she's here taunting.
Now, Sky Blue from out of nowhere, she's on Overkill. And a code blue on the stage. And oh my! We heard their promo earlier tonight, but it's not over between these two women.
Indeed, it's not.
Well, next up, we have a match that has the potential to catapult Cesaro straight into contention.
Indeed, it does. Looking to show the champion what he's made of.
As here he comes. Now this isn't a title match, but make no mistake, a win tonight could catapult Cesaro to a title match. So I have just mentioned the Swiss Superman won his debut match a few weeks ago against Finn Balor. What an opponent to beat in your first match, by the way. Now he's looking to make more of a name for himself, going against the TV champion himself, Rob Van Dam.
Indeed. And like you said, he won his debut match. Impressed on the first day. Finn Balor, what an opponent to beat. Everything you just said there was correct. But I have a slight feeling he's not quite ready for Rob Van Dam.
Well, I guess we'll find out tonight, because Cesaro has been saying for weeks that he wants the opportunities to show his hard work and dedication to A2C. He's been working hard, and tonight is his chance to show.
To show that he might not be wrong. He's not here to mess around. But the
here he comes. Rob Van Dam, the champion, the human highlight reel, the man who is the whole effing show. But very surprisingly, he's coming into this match on the back of a loss. Who did he lose to, you may ask? Damian Priest in the last week of the G1. It's pretty embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. But Rob Van Dam will be fighting to re-establish dominance. This is a reset match. This is a statement, a moment to prove that last week was a fluke.
Hopefully that's all it was, as losing to Damian Priest is no easy task. Normally, you'd say beating someone's no easy task, but it's Damian Priest. The guy's been a disappointment.
Hey, we don't speak bad on Damian Priest anymore. He's actually a great, great competitor now. 2-win streak means a lot to someone's career.
Does it?
Now, Rob Van Dam starting off quick.
He's always very quick, as is Rob Van Dam. But the strength, as long as Cesaro can get to his feet, I reckon he can outpower Rob Van Dam. But he just needs to watch for those high-flying moves that he does and the speed of him.
And we got some chain wrestling, oh yeah! Cesaro locking the head. We know that Cesaro is more of a powerhouse, as he's just showed, just throwing Rob Van Dam. So he has, as you just mentioned, he's got to be careful of those high-flying manoeuvres, because he's not always going to be able to just catch him out the air, because Rob Van Dam is very unpredictable. He'll get up in the sky when you least expect it. 1 minute you're lying on the ground, the next minute he's flying over you. He's high as a kite, no pun intended.
And then the frog splash has been hit and it's over. But you can't let him get to those high positions to hit his deadly moves. You need to try and speed him down a bit, as it goes for an early pin here. Only 1 count. Not too surprising.
Rob Van Dam likes those high positions.
Indeed he does.
And a big double spear into the corner from Rob Van Dam. A backflip in the middle of them. No, just taking a moment to regroup, taking a moment to breathe it all in.
Big top rope springboard moonsault there.
I mean, I did mention how much Cesaro has wanted to prove himself, but maybe he's took a step too far tonight. He is facing a champion of A2C in his second ever match. Maybe he's underlooked Rob Van Dam.
Maybe so, but he really shouldn't have. And like you said, it might be a massive mistake. Cesaro tried to show off his power there, but a big reversal by Rob Van Dam. Irish whip. And a big backbreaker. That's something he needs to do to slow him down. He's hurt his back.
Well, Cesaro now looks to be blindsiding the referee by taking off that turnbuckle pad. I mean, that literally happened in the first match in the G1 semi-final, and it really distracted the ref then. Will it work the same in this match as Rob Van Dam calls up Cesaro now? Heading to the middle rope behind him. Double axe handle to the back of Cesaro.
The most dangerous move in A2C.
And what's coming up now, Kian?
A big rolling thunder by RVD.
And will that be all she wrote for Cesaro? A big kick out by the Swiss Cyborg. Now here's the referee fixing the turnbuckles. Rob Van Dam goes for a big moonsault. Now calling up Cesaro. And oh my, lifting up Cesaro, and a big pile driver to the head. Cesaro might be dead.
That rhymed, but that's besides the point. He might actually be dead.
Bring the paramedics out here, this match is over. Oh my, he's still fighting. Cesaro is still alive, and a big headbutt. You know, never mind him being dead because he's just landed on his head. He's using that as power. He's just headbutted Rob Van Dam. Cesaro is really built different.
He's crazy. The strength on him is immense.
Something clinically wrong with him. Big power bomb going for the pin on RVD. And another kick out. Now this is a ridiculous showing from both men. Cesaro was actually putting up a fight. He looked down and out, but never mind. He's going for it. Maybe again. No, he's going for a pile driver of his own. Oh, I don't actually know what that's called. I'm not going to lie to you. But luckily did not end Rob Van Dam.
Indeed, it doesn't, as he is the champion. I'm not too sure, but I think that move was the neutralizer. But I might have got that completely out my arse.
Probably.
Most likely.
But look at the power on Cesaro. Did Rob Van Dam expect this coming into this match? I mean, he's just come off the back of a loss. Maybe he expected an easy match from Cesaro, but clearly not.
You never underestimate the competition, as RVD should know this.
He probably did that with Damian Priest as well. That's why he came out losing.
But that's understandable. It's Damian Priest. And a big leg drop.
I thought when he headed to that top turnbuckle it might have been the end of Cesaro, but no, he's going for another rolling thunder, and will that be it for the Swiss Superman tonight? Oh my! He is still fighting, he's still kicking. But now, oh my god, no, this could be it. Oh my! 5-star frog splash. Cesaro is dead on the floor. We're gonna have to bring a shovel and scoop him up. I'm in disbelief.
He's called the Swiss Cyborg for a reason, the Swiss Superman. He doesn't know when to give up.
Well, he should have just gave up then, because now he's going to break his neck again. Pile driver! That is it. That is all she wrote. I don't care what anyone says. Cesaro he's done. This is over. The television champion has taken it that step further. And oh, Cesaro, you are going to have to get yourself medically checked out now, because the television champion, Rob Van Dam, what a performance.
Dude, what a performance by both superstars.
Yeah, they really put on a whole effing show for us tonight, because, Jesus, those two men were unstoppable.
Indeed, they were.
We know what's coming up next. This night just gets better and better.
Indeed, it does.
And oh, get your motherfucking wands in the air.
I have mine up. Do you, TJ?
I have mine high in the sky, proud.
And the whole A2C community and fan base better have too, or he will find you.
Well, the man who is signed to Emergence arrived on Overkill. The OTC, the tribal chief, the head of the table. One of now 4 men on Team Emergence. The former A2C champion, the man who teamed with John Moxley on Emergence. And lost to his opponent tonight, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. But tonight, he's looking for redemption.
Redemption is what he needs, and that's all he needs. Will he be able to overcome the thought of Drew McIntyre today? We don't know, but he hopes so.
Well, tonight, the man who ran Emergence for a very good period of time is looking to represent them tonight and own Overkill. I mean, this right here is what it looks like when a superstar becomes a standard. Roman Reigns walking with the weight of inevitability, as if every match, every moment is already written in his favour. Some superstars have charisma, some have confidence. Roman Reigns has something different, something better. He is aura personified.
Indeed he is. And that's all he is. Just aura. The definition of aura. if you look up aura, this man shows up, and he's got infinite amount of it.
We're not lying. Go in the dictionary, find the word aura. This man will pop up. I'm not even joking. Look,
Exactly.
Look at this. This is aura. Roman Reigns. This isn't even his brand, and everyone is still acknowledging him.
Doesn't matter what brand he's from, they all will acknowledge Roman Reigns as their tribal chief. Ask your mum, ask your dad, ask your teachers, ask your goldfish, your dog, your cat. He has aura, and they all acknowledge him.
The man who carries the Ula Fala looks to put an end to Drew McIntyre tonight.
It's the Scottish psychopath himself. Returning recently.
Well, the captain of Team Overkill, the heartbeat of this brand, a man who walks to the ring like he's marching into battle, because for Drew McIntyre, every match is war.
Indeed it is. War is all this man sees. That's why he is a warrior. That's why he is the captain of Team Overkill. Because he sees war, and he will fight for their brand, for their show.
You said the perfect word to describe it. Aura personified on one side, warrior personified on the other. You want a leader, you want a captain, you want someone willing to put their goddamn career on the line every time they step in the ring. Look no further than the Scottish warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Said that completely right there. He does not fuck about, and he will kick your face off.
I'm very excited to watch a Drew McIntyre match. They're from this close. You might even get to feel Roman Reigns' slobber come out of his mouth when Drew McIntyre kicks his head off. And this match kicks off.
Drew McIntyre powering Roman early on in this match. Both powerhouses of A2C. Both very strong.
And you're looking at an unstoppable force and an immovable object colliding tonight. This is what it means to both men. This is what it means to Overkill, to Emergence, to brand warfare. And after Moxley lost to CM Punk, and both Roman and Moxley lost in the tag match, Roman is surely looking to get one back for Team Emergence tonight.
Indeed he could do, as they need one. Drew McIntyre just shoving Roman Reigns down. Roman just fighting back. Kick to the gut, and now bringing him over to the corner. Hitting his face off the top turnbuckle. Now just singling out that need to maybe put the damage down for that Claymore kick. And Toby, what have we got here?
We got some chain wrestling, oh yeah!
We've had a lot of that today.
Yes, we have.
Roman Reigns just been completely outpowered here. You don't see this often.
It looked like Roman was in control until he started grappling, and surely it seems Drew McIntyre looks to now be in control, but no, Roman's switching it back up.
With the headlock. The size of those arms, you don't want those wrapping around your head.
Get a headache in about 3 seconds.
Drew McIntyre with a big backward slam. Roman just picking Drew up there and slamming him into the canvas, but Drew's back up as he rolled out, and he's quickly found out where he is.
While Roman Reigns was busy getting to the top turnbuckle, Drew McIntyre just bamboozling him by rolling straight back into the ring, now managing to gain advantage, throwing him at the ropes. Big spine buster in the centre of the ring by the Scottish Warrior.
Roman Reigns does not know what hit him there. Didn't know where he was on the turnbuckle. He took a while to jump, which cost him, as Drew just carrying him. Now dropping him onto the rope. He goes top rope. He can't hit him from here, can he? He can, with a big elbow drop. Hooks the leg. Close count. But Roman saying not yet. Will not be beaten without a fight.
Well, there's 3 things in life you don't do. War crimes, cough cough Seth Rollins. Murder, cough cough Seth Rollins. And piss off an angry Scotsman.
Which is what Roman Reigns has done.
It's what the entirety of Emergence done. I mean, Drew McIntyre has been looking for redemption on Emergence for months. And he's finally got this opportunity to do so.
In the form of the tribal chief, which is, again, is not an easy task. As could he be looking for what I think he's looking for here?
Well, he could be, and is he going to hit it? Beautiful.
Drive by. It looks like Drew's bust open here. A big elbow from the top rope by Roman Reigns.
You don't often see Roman Reigns go to the top rope, but when he does, it has to be lethal, and what an elbow drop.
He only does it when he's desperate. You're right there. Looked like he was going to the corner there, but no. Drew gets up in time. Big kick over the top rope. You don't see many people do stuff like that to Drew McIntyre.
Roman Reigns looking to just take a breather, take a moment to regroup. Drew McIntyre obviously having to use his energy to get up, get back in the ring, but Roman straight up waiting for him.
I take him to the corner, but Drew says, not yet, not today. A massive belly-to-belly suplex there. Release suplex, I believe.
Drew just pounding away on Roman Reigns. This is his brand, this is his turf.
You will not come to his brand and disrespect his people, disrespect him, disrespect anything to do with Overkill, as Roman Reigns has tried to do here. What could he be looking for here?
He's looking to kill Roman Reigns, that's what he's looking to do.
Could this be it for the tribal chief? No, not quite. As Drew's furious with the decision there. He thought he had it won.
And oh my, what a show of power from Drew McIntyre. And that horrific landing that Roman Reigns has just taken. Now Roman going for a quick roll up. Can he capitalise? A kick out at one. Drew McIntyre clearly prepared for those stupid tactics of Roman Reigns, but what a spear! And will that be it? He's just cut Drew McIntyre in half. Will that be it? Oh, another kick out.
Drew McIntyre using his heart, his soul, his determination to kick out of that spear, which isn't easy. And Roman Reigns is pissed. He's fired up and he's going to the corner and looking to hit another one. But Drew McIntyre gets his knee up just in time as he goes to the second row. Roman gets out the way. A big Claymore kick to the face of Roman Reigns. Could this be it over? No, not quite. Roman Reigns still has a lot of fight left into him.
And it's not over, so we restart the countdown to Claymore.
Did we do?
I don't think it's going to take long for Drew to manage to hit another one, because, you know, when he has to do multiple Claymores, you know, it's always devastating for his opponents, but Roman's not going to let it happen.
Drew's back right into the hardest part of the ring. And a big power bomb, showing strength there. Drew McIntyre kicks him away.
Obviously, we still have the main event to come, but if Roman Reigns loses this match, I mean, Emergence haven't really done much in terms of brand warfare tonight.
They have not. Which is...
Ember Moon lost her match. I mean, obviously, we saw Sky Blue, we saw Becky Lynch laying down some dominance, but if Roman Reigns doesn't win, that clearly gives Team Overkill the advantage.
And the confidence as well. Drew McIntyre looking for it for the second time. Big Claymore again. This has to be it for Roman Reigns.
Will that be it for Roman Reigns? Drew McIntyre managing to kick his head off. And Team Overkill reign victorious again. What a win.
Here is your winner, the Scottish Warrior,
Drew
The
McIntyre.
Scottish Warrior bleeding from their head. He's been through another war, but this is what he will do to fight for Team Overkill. What a leader.
It's Moxley.
And John Moxley, the leader of Team Emergence, is on Overkill once again. And he's just laying down dominance on Drew McIntyre.
Where did he come from? That's the question.
Well, that's
Drew
the
McIntyre
question
didn't
that's
know.
not going to be answered, but here comes CM Punk. While Moxley was taking it all in, CM Punk blindsides him with a chair shot and he's going for it. GTS right next to our announce table. Team Overkill back in control.
He's just taken the piss now out of John Moxley with the push-ups. It's indeed clobbering time as CM Punk has arrived.
Oh, Swerve Strickland, I mean, well, I was about to mention it. Last time CM Punk was doing push-ups, Roman Reigns appeared, and now Swerve Strickland is here. It's his house.
He's just dropped CM Punk right on his skull.
And Emergence finally making their mark on Overkill tonight.
Which is not looking good for the Overkill superstars. As this is just dominance. And Roman Reigns, spear to CM Punk, to the best in the world. Tribal Chief clearly salty that he lost that match.
We're clearly outnumbered. But oh my! It's Kurt Angle!
The gold medalist has arrived. The shine of Kurt Angle is here to blind the Emergence competitors away.
He doesn't suck, because here he is, helping Team Overkill, attacking Roman Reigns with a kendo stick. He didn't come out lightly tonight. Kurt Angle is here.
The cock lock.
He's got the ankle locked in on the outside. Swerve Strickland gets hit by a Claymore. Drew McIntyre's back up. And Team Overkill leveling the score.
As they should.
No.
With that blindside.
Oh no, he could be going for it again. Another Claymore.
Swerve Strickland is out cold.
But no, a man who briefly mentioned in his promo that he was Team Emergence. Here comes Danhausen. And he's lifted Drew McIntyre up. Overkill are outnumbered again. Have we managed to let this many emergent superstars in an Overkill dressing room?
That weren't booked. They've just appeared. Who's this? A masked attacker. We've seen plenty of these over A2C. But now one's just laying Danhausen out. Who could it be?
Well, we have no idea, but will that question be answered, or will we have to wait? Danhausen is flat out, and another big splash to the outside. And it seems we're going to have to wait for answers. But this is war, this is carnage between Emergence and Overkill.
All we know is they helped Overkill superstars, and they must be thankful for it. as they got a hero when they needed one.
And if that wasn't enough war, what do we have coming up next? I mean, I'm pretty sure we actually have cards coming up next. Yes, we do. As the American Dragon takes on Mr. Iguana in a mascot versus mascot match to fight for their brand at Survivor Series.
We've also got the match that everybody asks for in the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels versus Dwayne the Bald and Pebble Johnson. We asked for this so much.
But we did ask for this match. It's the Red Circle versus the phenomenal Elite. Joe Gacy, Uncle Howdy, Stephanie Vaquer take on AJ Styles, Bret Hart and Kenny Omega.
We've got the finals of the Queen of the Ring as Liv Morgan, as we saw earlier, her winning streak continues as she's against Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch laying out some dominance earlier tonight, but the Authority go against Awesome Truth defending the A2C World Tag Team Champions. The championships, I meant to say. But will the Authority continue their dominant reign of the Tag Championship?
And we've got Steve Blackman versus Will Ospreay. Champion versus champion. Which brand's champion is better?
We will find out again in this match, as well as Johnny Gargano takes on Seth Rollins in a champion versus champion match. It's the Universal Champion versus the World Champion. Which brand will reign victorious?
And we've got the looking forward to War Games match, which sees the Authority versus the Judgment Day with the addition of Ilya Dragunov, which we saw earlier today.
But coming up next is the All-Star Cross-Brand Tag Team match. It's Steve Blackman and Johnny Gargano taking on Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay. Do not scratch your eyes. Let's move on to this incredible match.
Incredible may be an understatement there, TJ.
Well, this match seriously has it all.
Indeed it does. Two champions from two brands.
And here comes the pride and joy of Overkill, the Boss's Starboy, the Universal Champion, one of the greatest to ever step into an A2C ring. Here comes Johnny Gargano.
Nailed it there, TJ. He is one of the greatest champions in A2C. Hands down.
All
There's no
four
doubt
competitors walk in as different singles champions. But here's where the experience factor tilts. He has held 3 out of 4 championships showcased within this match. Do you think that gives Team Overkill the advantage here tonight?
Of course it does. As, like you said, he's held the majority of the championships in this match. So he's 100% got the advantage. And 100% will help with Team Overkill and their confidence.
There's just something about Gargano when that bell rings. The focus, the composure, the mentality is greater than anyone in the entirety of A2C, and he's here tonight to prove exactly why.
It won't be an easy task, will it, TJ?
Most certainly will not. But here comes his partner in this match. The man who wants justice. Here comes the Oceanic Champion, Steve Blackman, a man who's built his entire reign on discipline, integrity, and justice. But tonight, the usually unshakable Steve Blackman carrying tension and frustration, because after we all saw the launch party for Survivor Series where this match was officially made, he didn't want physical fighting. And then in fact, he got in between two men to stop the fight, and he then exclaimed his anger online by saying he knew there was going to be some tension, but he never wanted it to go this far. Now he's being forced to team with a champion that he hates, who represents a faction that he hates. So currently, it doesn't look good. on a teamwork basis between both men.
Indeed, it does not. What could this mean for the Overkill team and the Emergence team, as they know that these two superstars don't like each other?
Well, potentially it gives Emergence the advantage. I mean, I know we mentioned Johnny Gargano giving Overkill the advantage, but when you look at it on a teamwork basis, I mean, a tag match is all about teamwork, but here comes a man who needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway. The visionary, the revolutionary, the killer of Khan, the self-proclaimed god himself, the reigning, defending, undisputed A2C world champion, Seth freaking Rollins.
He also claims to be the saviour of A2C, but we've not seen much saving as of yet. But maybe it's in his long-term plan, but hopefully that won't be very long.
Well, I guess we'll find out. What a beautiful attire, like I said.
It is wonderful.
He walked to the ring tonight with that fire in his eyes and the aura of a man who truly believes he stands above every other competitor in this company.
In a way, he wouldn't be wrong on the way of Emergence standing above all them, but right now it's a team effort.
Tonight, talking about teams, he's teaming with none other than Will Ospreay, who, these two men, there's no arguments between them. So hopefully they will work together as a team, as Team Emergence, and claim victory tonight.
That's what they'll be hoping. But hopefully Team Overkill, for the sake of their brand, they can put their differences aside here.
Here comes the Genesis champion Will Ospreay, a man who has run the mid-card division with an iron grip and turned that specific championship into his own personal stamp of excellence. The man that Gargano called a joke of a champion. But how's this for a joke, Gargano? Ospreay has been on an absolute tear this year, racking up an impressive 10 wins and only 4 losses, proving week after week why he is one of the most dynamic forces in the entirety of A2C. And tonight, the high-flying ace looks to add another statement to this incredible run as he teams up with none other than the A2C World Champion, Seth Rollins, bruv.
You didn't have to say bruv, but okay.
Hey, it's Will Ospreay, you have to.
Well, there is an argument there, and I will not argue with you, as you're right.
So let's see if he can shut up Overkill. Shut up Johnny Gargano.
Match is underway.
And I mentioned it before, Gargano straight going for Will Ospreay. They had some tension.
Indeed they do.
Now, this match is bound to be carnage. Johnny going for a quick pin on Will Ospreay. A big kick out. Steve Blackman looking to get Seth Rollins in the corner. A big knee looking to show his martial art background on the A2C World Champion. It's on the other side of the ring. Johnny Gargano laying down some damage to Will Ospreay's legs, potentially taking the jump power out of them, and a beautiful Hurricane Rana.
Indeed. Beautiful.
But now here, look at this. The two champions that face off against each other, and the other two champions that face off against each other. This is exactly what we wanted to see. World Champion versus Universal. Genesis versus Oceanic.
It's not going to disappoint. I know that for a fact, but there's surprises that can be had in professional wrestling. As Seth Rollins going for the pin on the other top champion, let's kick out very quickly.
Oh, Johnny Gargano looks to be calling up Seth Rollins.
Gets to the gut of Steve Blackman and just chucks Will Ospreay over. Seth Rollins just trying to take apart the Gargano's legs there.
Gargano missing the mark, landing on the weapon in the ring.
And Seth Rollins on the other side of the ring, a roll through super kick to the face.
Now Seth just using that bat. And when Seth Rollins shows up, the atmosphere shifts, the pace changes, the entire arena knows the world champion isn't just here to compete, he's here to prove once again why he calls himself a god.
Indeed he is, but will he live up to that standard? He has so far, but I still won't call him a god.
Well, I guess we find out, because that god steps off his throne on Emergence and walks onto another man's turf here on Overkill. Will he live up to his name, or will Johnny Gargano put his ass on the ground?
And finally, shut that murderous mouth. But I won't say too much, because I might be next.
I'll keep it down. Just gonna hide under my desk.
Don't hide your puff. Get back out here and watch this amazing matchup fold out.
Well, it looks to be a pin. Seth Rollins obviously guarding his partner Will Ospreay, but a big kick out at 2 from Steve Blackman.
Johnny take out both members of Emergence there very quickly. And he picks up the game's signature weapon and hits Seth with it. Fails to hit Ospreay with it though, as he's just one step ahead. But Blackman with a roll up. Just nowhere near enough damage done.
Well, in a match with 4 men, 4 champions, 4 different personalities, who in this match has the biggest ego? That's my question.
That's very hard to choose there. You've got Seth Rollins, who thinks he's the saviour, thinks he's a god. Everyone, he thinks everything he says is right, when really it's not. And then there's Johnny Gargano, the star boy, the game's man, who is the next up on the throne. But I'd say it has to be Johnny Gargano.
Man who gets glazed by the authority.
Steve Blackman with a close pin there on the self-proclaimed saviour of A2C. Johnny Gargano being beaten down. No, he's not. He's got back up. Yes, he is getting beaten down. Big sit-out powerbomb.
Big powerbomb. So Johnny Gargano, the referee, didn't even get down before the count. He got kicked out.
Johnny Gargano, he might be a small man, but he is strong, I'll give him that. And he's very agile.
Well, they keep mentioning Seth Rollins and Johnny Gargano, but look at the other 2 competitors. Will Ospreay, Steve Blackman, 2 men who have dominated in their own right, in their given divisions. I mean, 2 men who have worked their life to this moment, but no, pedigree on the bat, on the sledgehammer, and Will Ospreay might be dead.
He might just be, but he's not done it. He's gone to Seth, but Seth counters. Looked like he's gone for another pedigree. No?
There's a big DDT as well. Ospreay, big Seattle powerbomb again. They're going to go for the pin. Ospreay managing to break it up.
I reckon... shut up. I reckon it would have been over there if Will Ospreay didn't get up fast enough, but it also looked like he hurt himself with that powerbomb as he hit his back. He hit his ass on the bat.
Will Ospreay's fired up. He's going underneath the ring once again. More weapons getting involved in this match. And out of the 2 teams, which would you say have worked better together so far?
Honestly, I don't think there's a competition between who's worked better. I think they've both been as evenly matched as a team could be, who, you know, might not team well normally, But Johnny Gargano and Steve Blackman, despite Steve Blackman not liking Johnny Gargano or the faction he's a part of, he's been impressive to, what's the word I'm looking for?
To an extent?
No.
That'll do.
It'll do, yes. Tolerate, that's the word I'm looking for.
I feel like Johnny Gargano and Steve Blackman have been impressive individually, but I feel like Will Ospreay and Seth Rollins just had something about them tonight. I mean, you saw Will Ospreay managing to break up the pin that Seth Rollins was in. When you have to be able to navigate the ring, you have to be able to be aware of what your teammate is going through, and I just don't think Johnny Gargano and Steve Blackman have managed to do that so far tonight.
Indeed, it doesn't look like so. Steve Blackman angry at the pin, other than rushing faster to get to that pin that Seth had Johnny in.
Really proving me wrong, but oh my, Seth Rollins, what a move!
Pele kick by Will Ospreay. Knees to the head of Steve Blackman. And was that a fresh kendo stick that Seth has just broke over Johnny Gargano?
I believe it was a light tube.
It might have been.
Oh my! Johnny Gargano! A low blow!
Really snooping low there, as it wouldn't. I don't know why he's pinned right in front of Will Ospreay. Maybe he's a bit damaged at the moment.
Well, Seth Rollins had the balls to kill Nick Khan, but he's clearly got no balls anymore.
Indeed. As there's a big submission from Steve Blackman.
Looks to be locked in tight. Johnny Gargano.
He lets him go for some reason.
Put down Will Ospreay as well. Okay, now I actually changed my mind. Johnny Gargano and Steve Blackman have been working pretty well together. And they nearly picked up the win.
Just Johnny Gargano, he doesn't know what he's doing. He can't decide whether he wants to get a weapon to do more punishment or just do it with his own hands or body, as we've just seen there. Oh, he shows it. Johnny looking for a pedigree, but Steve Blackman got in the way.
You saw Johnny Gargano's frustration, huffing and puffing at Steve Blackman. Just hands in his face palming his own partner. But Steve Blackman looked in control. This is the hottest he's been in his entire career. A big knee to the face of Will Ospreay. Will it end like that? Another kick out.
Won't quite end as Will Ospreay. He's a fighting man.
Will Ospreay, similar to another great legend of the business. Feels like a fighting man now.
Indeed. He does. He feels like he's got energy.
Now Johnny's trying to give even more punishment, but Steve Blackman's going for the pin.
As a ref,
count by the referee.
To be something wrong there, as the ref doesn't look like they've been hurt in this match yet, and it was a Overkill superstar who had the pin. So what could be the reason for
rigged now, guys? Call the referees rigged now.
Maybe Seth has paid the ref off?
No, I just think the referee, this match is clearly taking a strain on her. Because, I mean, managing to try and referee 4 men who have got weapons, 4 of the most dominant men in the entire company, it's obviously going to be incredibly hard. Another brutal DDT by Johnny Gargano. Will that be the end of the night? And
it will.
It will.
Game, set, match. As that's all she wrote. As Johnny Gargano picks up the win in this match over Will Ospreay.
They came into this match, they didn't look like they'd be friends, but now shaking hands, Team Overkill reigning victorious.
Indeed they are.
Make sure you stay tuned for the upcoming promo between the American Dragon and Mr. Iguana, because this has been an immense, insane Overkill before Survivor Series. Thank you and good night.